Hey, all right, so welcome in everybody. Is that me who's on? No, I'm muted there. Okay, welcome in everybody. We are going to do something that I've never done before, and that is teach you live on the spot how to build the choice board. So I can hear myself, hang on, and now that's better. Okay, it was me, disturbing me. How rude of me. Okay, so let's see how to build a choice board. So first of all, hopefully you are all on your phones. Why are choice boards great? Like, we know they're great because we keep hearing that they're great. So first of all, it is a fabulous contingency plan for school closures. And as I was making this session, I'm getting notifications from my WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp, from some of my schools that are even here now. We're closing, some of our levels are closing, like it's happening, and it's happening now. And we've been working really hard to get all of us ready for it, and we're here and we're ready. And here's another tool that's going to help you deal with these closures. It's a fantastic plan B for teachers who are in quarantine, because if it's only the teachers that are quarantined and the kids are still in school, other people have to replace them. So if you have a choice board that is all ready to go with your class, you send the choice board to school or to your kids or to the teacher, and you say, here, give it to them, do it. It's great for asynchronous work. If you want to give work for an entire week. It's great for synchronous teaching. You can do this even when you're in class with your kids, and you can have them use a choice board. In fact, choice boards didn't start out as being digital. Choice boards started out as being used for special ed with cards. What kind of cards are they called, Judy?
They were navigation cards.
Navigation cards, and kids were able to choose the work that they wanted to do, non-digital. So this is nothing new. It's just being immigrated into the digital realm. It's fantastic for differential learning in or out of school. You can assign different levels of work to your choice board. I'll show you a choice board that I made that has differential work in it. And you let the kids choose what level they want to work on. Because choice empowers students. A student that chooses something to do is more
Motivated
and
responsible.
And that works too. It's his choice and more reason
Accountable.
to do it. It also, readiness empowers teachers. So if you have this choice board all made, you know that you've got all your ducks in a row. So there's different types of choice boards. Many choice boards are made on Google Slides. And in fact, what I want to do is I want to show you something that I used for my summer choice board. But I'm gonna, oh, no, I don't have to reshare screen, yay. Okay, so this is a choice board that I made for my students, for the summer.
Now we see.
Okay, so this was my summer choice board that I offered to my students to do. And they were supposed to start here. And these are the instructions. You choose your, they had lilac for reading, spring green for binge watching, taffy for writing or recording. And there were different choices for reading, for example, with different options. Reading a magazine, reading a book, binge watching a movie, or lyrics training. Instructions for writing, the pink is writing, so different modes of writing, pen and paper if they prefer, and vlogging if they wanted that. So that is one type of a choice board, and this choice board, as you could see, it's built on Google Slides. So I'm gonna move this again out of the way, and we're gonna look at a few different choice boards. Now, I hope you've all seen the What's New presentation that Judy made, and it is basically a choice board because you guys were able to click on the different options.
On the bottom, back.
and choose what it is that you want it to do. Okay, another type of choice board is this one that Haley made. And she made it from a template, which I'll share with you afterwards. And this is, didn't start at the beginning. This is writing for fun. So again, there's 6 different activities that have to do with writing. And each one has a button for you to go back to the main page. They look through the options and choose which they want to do. This is a choice board that I made. Another one that I made that was when we were in lockdown, but still preparing for Module E. And this is a Bitmoji choice board. And it's got all the different options in here. And if you want to learn how to make this, you will sign up for the choice board course that will be starting after the Chagim, right, Judy? Is that when
it is? Woohoo!
Okay,
Like
so
the dog.
Bitmoji. So all 3 things that I just showed you now are based on Google Slides. And in fact, that's what we're gonna be working on today. But there are other options. You could do it on a Google Doc. And this is a choice board that was made in a Google Doc. And it's taking a bit to load. 10th grade back to school bingo that Debbie made. And I believe Debbie's even here with us today, although I don't know why, because she is like the queen of choice boards now. And so she has all these different options that I'm not going to click on, but really, really super cool. She just did, this is like a work of art. And you'll be able to get these links and you can click on use template and you'll be able to make your own copy of this choice board. You can also do it on Google Drawings. This is a person who's not one of us. She's called the Tech Lady, but she uses Google Drawings to give students a choice. And the difference between doing it in slides and drawings is that whereas slides link to other slides within the slide presentation, all of the links in the Google Drawing, since it has only one slide, links to other links on the web. But it's also an option if you feel comfortable working in drawings. And finally, there's the option of doing it in Google Sites, which is something that I also did last year. I have a site for my class, and it's easy for me to get to because I have a really easy bit.ly, and I figured I'll do the choice board on the site, and they can choose what they want to do it from within the site. So that's a few different options of choice boards. And now, so let's go make our own choice board. So follow me. So I'm going to go, let me see if you're following me. Yes, you are. I'm going to go open up a new window, and I'm going to open up my Google Drive, which I have a shortcut for it here, but if you don't have a shortcut for it on your main page, you go to the 9 dots and you'll find it in here. So you open up Google Drive, and I highly recommend you go, like this choice board I'm going to be making for counseling and read. So I'm going to go into the folder where I'm going to be making it, if it will listen to me. Okay, in counseling, that's good enough. And I'm going to make a new choice board in the folder where I want it to be. I want it to be in counseling. I actually want it to be in read. And the reason why you want to do this is it's just means you don't have to move it, and it ends up right in the beginning in the right place. So I'm in the folder.
You can also just do new if you don't have that many files yet, because a lot of times all of these files and folders are complicated, Adele. So if you don't have that many files here, just do new. Okay, always click on the new.
Or you can even do slides.google.com and it'll open up a new slide for you. But anyway, okay, so I'm doing new. I go to Google Slides. Something funny is happening with Google today, I gotta tell you. Okay, so I've opened up a new slide. I want everybody on their computer to open up a new slide. I'll give you a few seconds for that. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to the layout in the corner up here and click on blank. So I don't want anything on this slide when I'm starting. Okay, I'm now going to add my table. So I go to Insert, Table. And I'm going to choose a table that is 3 by 3 because I want this to be a tic-tac-toe choice board like I showed you before that I'd made. So I'm going to, in order to change the size of the table, you go on each of the sides, there's these 3 dots. So I'm going to go to the 3 dots and I have to wait until my cursor turns into that X crosshair, and then I can move it up. And then I click on the bottom and drag it down. So I'll give everybody 5 seconds to do that. Okay, now I want to color them. Now I'm going to make, the choice board that I'm making now is really, really simple. And it's actually going to be a choice board for writing that's going to let the kids choose what topic they want to write about. So I don't need different colors here, like the one that I showed you before, where I said choose lavender for reading or green for listening or this for red for writing or whatever. These are all going to be one color, and I'm going to copy all of the table and go to my paint can. Click on the paint can, and I'm going to go to lavender. So they're all the same color, but I want the center one to be white. So I'm going to put my cursor in the center and click on white. So now I have my center is white, and I also want the border to be white. No, I want the border, the whole thing to be white. So I'm going to do Control A, and it's all white. I'm going to make the borders a little bit thicker. So I go here for border weight. I'll put that on 3. That looks about right. You guys keeping up? Is anybody doing this together with me? Raise your hand if you are. Okay, Sausan gave me a thumbs up. And Alyssa raised her hand. Yay. And Angelina raised her real hand. And I can actually see you. Okay, good. So the next step is I'm going to give this board a title. So I need, actually I've forgotten, I need to leave room for that. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to insert a text box. So I go to text box. And I'm going to put it over here. Oh, actually, no, I don't need room for it because I'm going to put it on the side. Silly me. Okay, and I'm going to call this digital choice board, creative writing. I'm going to use bangers because it is suitable to what I want to do. And I'm going to write on the bottom the class that this is for and the date that I want it done by, the not date, due, Adele, due date. Okay. And now I'm going to take that text box and swivel it around till it's 270. Boom. And move it over and grab, okay, it's way too long. So I'm going to grab the, come back, grab the edge, bring it down and move it up. And I want to center it. And I'll move that a bit more. I can make that a bit bigger. And then I can take my table and put it back because I made a mistake. I didn't need to make it smaller. I want it to fill up the whole slide.
Hallie, she's just futzing with the where to put it. Okay, you can put the title at the top. You can put the title at the bottom. Adele, going on the side, that was a little bit confusing for half the people here. So if you can show them just how to make the choice board a little smaller and put the title up at the top, and it'll have two titles. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No. We'll do it like that, and we'll redo that and put it on the top.
Thank you. Perfect. Let's move on.
And this works too. Any way you want to do it, it works. You can even make it a bit bigger. And if I want to move it just a little bit, I use my arrow keys to move it up and down a little bit more, and that sort of tweaks it. Make that a little bit bigger, and this is going to be a little bit smaller because it's like, okay. And I'm going to color the top row, make that a darker color. And I'll color the bottom row and make that. Okay, we good?
We're good.
Okay, now I'm going to start typing in the boxes. I'm going to go to my text and I'm going to call this choice 1. Make that also fingers. Center it, make it bigger. And I'll make it, looks nice. So I have choice 1, and I'm now going to copy the text for choice 1, Control C, or right click copy, and Control V, choice 2. Ooh, hang on. Choice 2. It's not in the center though. Where's my box?
It's because one of them is in a text box,
Right.
box, and the other one is in the table, just as a table.
I just tried to copy the text box. That's what
Just
I tried.
control and pull it.
And you see when you have it lined up, you see the red line that shows you that's lined up. So that's an easier way to do it. Thank you, Judy.
No sweat.
And there. And there. And control, everybody got that? Control and drag. Control and drag. And control and drag. Ah! Why didn't I do it that time? Control and drag. Okay, so we've got choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, choice 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Everybody good? Sausan, your hands aren't moving. They're on your nose. What happened? Is this too much? Am I going too fast? No. Okay, good. Give me 1 second, please. I'm super, super hot. I just want to turn on my fan.
One of the things that's really nice about this kind of task when you're doing it with your class is that if you know that there are some kids who prefer doing a listening, like one of the choices can be listening, one can be reading, one can be watching a clip and answering questions, one can be describing something, another one can be writing a pen pal, another one can be doing answering questions on a text. What you can do is you can make each one different, and then the kids have a great variety for all of their 8 lessons. In other words, if one choice is an activity that they're doing in one lesson, one choice board just gave you 2 weeks worth of lessons, okay? And it's worth it to make it in order for you to have 2 weeks of lessons already there in one choice board. And we're not actually going to slow down right now because all of we did right now is put in the titles. Okay, and so put in 1 or 2 titles. You don't have to put in all 8 of them. And you'll learn how to link the 2 of them, and then you'll learn how to do the rest of it. Okay?
And in the meantime, I'm very concerned because Melissa seems to have grown a beard. Okay, never mind. Melissa? Okay, so now I'm going to go into the center and I'm going to write start here because that is where I want them to start. Sometimes you can do a choice board where they have to make it really tic-tac-toe. And you can say there's one task that you want everybody to do, one task that's obligatory, and then they can choose the others. So for example, you could make that the middle one, that they all have to do the middle one, and then they can choose ones on the side to make it into a tic-tac-toe. Or you could just tell them, do it any place you do it, any 3 that you want. But the start here is so that I have a place that's going to lead them to instructions. So now I'm going to add another slide. This is supposed to be, so this is the first slide, and I'm going to add another slide, which I also want as clear. No, I'll have it like that, title and text. And I'm going to write my instructions. So for this case, in this case, it's watch the videos and choose a topic to write about. And I could add other instructions here. I would say, and I would make a Google form that they would have to fill out. So they fill out their name and which task they chose, and they can attach their task to it. Let's say they're going to be writing in Google Docs. For those who don't have Google Classroom, they write about it in Google Docs. And in the form, I'll have them share the link to the Google Docs with me in the form. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the first slide. And this is the most work, and afterwards...
Can you slowly show them again how you got to the blank slide? Go up into the add. There's a, in the add plus there, there's a pull down menu, the new slide plus.
Over here, okay, you click on the arrow and it gives you different options of layouts. And I'm gonna click on the layout that is blank. But in this case, I'm actually not. In this case, I'm working, that was how to get a blank slide, okay? But I don't want a blank slide now. My next slide is going to be section title and description.
Okay, 1 second. We used Google Slides for the choice board because Adele explained that there were many other different types that you could use, but that we were going to build with Google Slides this time. And she asked you to open up a Google Slides. Did you do that, the person who asked that question? I can't see who it is. And you did slowly but surely. You'll watch it again. And if not, Adele is your counselor. No, Adele isn't your counselor. Melissa is your counselor, and Melissa will help you.
We're recording this.
And we're recording it.
I'll post it.
And we'll post it.
Okay, so this is the first slide that I'm going to be using for the first choice. So I have half and half. And what's most important is that on the title is where I write the choice number. Choice 1. This is going to be choice 1. And I'm going to make that a little bit smaller and move it up top. And I'm going to change the font. And on the subtitle, I'm making the subtitle a little bit smaller. Sorry, the box a little bit bigger. And I'm going to write, I'm not going to write anything there now. Here, I'm going to make this box white. In order to change the color, I go to, no. I can make this a little bit bigger. I'm not going to fool around with color. Never mind. I'll just leave this that color and leave that color. And what I have to add now at this point is an arrow. Doesn't matter where I add it. I'm going to be using the same arrow on all the pages. So I go to Insert, Shape, Arrows, and choose this arrow and draw it like that. Get those words out of the way and that word out of the way. And I'm going to take the arrow and right click on it, format, now rotate. I want to flip it horizontally. Boom, it's going the right way. Now I'm going to change the color. And for any shape that you use, when you double click on it, left double click, lets you write in it. So I've written back, because that's going to be my back arrow. And I'll make that a little bit bigger. And I'll make that a little bit prettier. And I'll put it in the center. And again, I'm clicking on my left arrow and my up arrow in order to move it just a little bit. I'm going to take this arrow, just the way I made it, and do Control-C or right-click, copy, and put it on this page. I'm going to also have to move this down. Hang on. Resize this. Again, with my arrows, I'm moving them. Making room for my back arrow. And here, right-click, paste, or Control-V. So I've got my back arrow there as well.
Adele, you need to explain why you need this arrow.
I have to explain now?
Well, because you're spending so much time on it and people don't understand what it's for.
Okay. So this arrow is what's going to be on all of the slides, and it's going to click back to the front slide. What we're doing here is we're making a whole bunch of slides. Each slide is going to have a different choice on it. We're going to insert hyperlinks that will lead from these words to the slide that has that choice. And we need the back arrow so that they can read the choice and go back home. They're always going to be coming back to the front page. So I'll be showing you how to hyperlink them, and it's really easy. It's not, it sounds fancy and complicated, but it really, really isn't. And most people actually don't even realize that they can hyperlink within a Google slide. So I'm just going to make this a little bit prettier. And again, because time is short, I'm not going to do a whole lot of playing around with the formatting, but you can format it however you want. And I recommend you play around with it. Like I always say, get your hands dirty. It's the best way to learn. What I'm going to do now is I have 8 choices. So I want to make, I'm going to duplicate this slide 8 times. See where it says duplicate? I right-clicked on the slide that I want to duplicate, and I go down to where it says duplicate slide. Duplicate slide. Duplicate slide. Somebody tell me when I get to 8. Am I at 8 yet? 1,
Yes.
2. Yeah? Okay. So that's choice 1. And they all have the arrows, right? I'm going to go to choice 1. Don't have to do anything. Choice 2. Go right choice 2. 3. Just changing the titles. Okay. I'm going to link all of the back buttons now. So I'm going to click on the arrow, right click on the arrow, and click on link. And I go to where it says, if you were hyperlinking outside of the choice board, you'd click on, you'd put the hyperlink in here. But at this point, we're just linking within the choice board. And I want to link to slides in this presentation. And
Slide 1.
This gives you the title of all the slides. And that's why, if you remember, I said here in the choices that it's important that you write the choices where it has the title. That's so that when you click on it and you insert the link to slides in the presentation, you have the titles in here. So I see that slide 3 is choice 1, slide 4 is choice 2. That's gonna make it easier for me when I'm linking everything. So for now, for my back, I just want to link it all to the first slide. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to, sorry, highlight the word, Control K, or right click to link, and then slides in the presentation, first slide, apply. Okay, that is now hyperlinked. So when I click on it, I'm going over to present mode, just to check. When I click on the word back, it takes me back to the first slide. So now actually, I could probably have done that
Before you duplicated everything.
before I duplicated. Right, so I'm gonna Control C, let's see if it works. Is it linked? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to hyperlink them all. Oh, I copied the wrong one, that's why. Oops. Okay, so learn from my mistake. Just make the arrow and duplicate the arrow each time. Okay, it's easier to just hyperlink it. So I'm gonna do one more just so that you see how to do it. I'm not gonna do them all now. Again, I highlight the word, right click, link, slides in this presentation, and I wanna go to the first slide. They're all going back to the first slide. Okay, so that goes back, that goes back, that goes back, and I'm not gonna do any more for now. Now, I want to be able to link my first page to the choices. So I'm going to do the same thing. I hyperlink choice 1. I right click, go to link, slides in presentation, and I want this to link to slide 3, choice 1. I'm going to do that for all of them. This is slides 4, choice 2. Choice 3.
You can stop because you don't have any more backs.
Oh, well, okay. So here I need to link to the instructions page. Slide 2, instructions. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Choice 1, here's choice 1, go back. Choice 2, choice 2, go back. Start here, go back. Okay, you got the idea? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do a couple of choice boards. So what I intended to do here is I found a whole bunch of really cool writing prompts, and I thought I'd make a choice board with writing prompts. So I'm gonna put the topic here. So the topic of the first one is creative writing, invent your own superhero. And that is why I like bangers, because it looks sort of comic-y. And here, I'm going to insert a YouTube. So I'm copying the link that I prepared ahead of time. Insert video. Everybody see what I'm doing? Insert video. That's the YouTube. And there it is. And that is my choice number 1. Go to choice number 2. Just copy this. And this topic is
Write a Corona cookbook.
they're all okay. Well, these are things that exist, so but that's a good idea.
Someone asked how you put the movie in.
I will show you again. I've got a link. I prepared the links ahead of time. I got the links off of YouTube. I do insert. Oh, I gotta go here. Insert. See where it says video? Video. I Control V, the link to the YouTube, click on search, and double click on it. And I got the video. Okay, is that enough showing, Judy?
Yeah, show the choice board from the beginning. Like present. Yeah, no, from the beginning. You need to explain to your students that when they're in the present mode, they can click on the choices, they can do what it says, and then they choose back again. Okay, and when they go back, they can see either another choice. Now, remember what I said. Each choice for this one, Adele made a writing board. But you could theoretically take all of the different types of activities, like a listening and a reading and a writing and a Google form and a video, watching a clip and answering questions, and doing pair work and working on vocabulary. And you can have 9 different skills, 9 different tasks to do. And then you have 8 lessons or 9 lessons that are already prepared for students to be doing their work. You can include a Google form in here. You can include something that they have to open a Google Doc for. You can have them write it on paper and take a picture of it. You can have them write it on paper or type it and email it to you. Each thing is different, okay? It's as if you had 9 tables in your room and you let the kids move from station to station, okay? And they had to do something at each station. They could work in pairs, they could work by themselves. This is a very versatile tool, okay? The tool allows you to give them choice, and then, like Adele said, you can tell them that they have to do 1 and 4, and they have to choose another one. Or if you're actually gonna be, be in quarantine or whatever, and your kids are in school and you're far away, give it to them and you can have them do it. You don't actually have to Zoom with them. You can let them work on it by themselves. You can let them work on it at home. Okay, it depends how you want them to hand in work. Each thing could be done differently. Or you can have them just take a picture. Okay, we're only at the beginning of the year. Maybe we want to make a board like Debbie's board that had all sorts of getting to know you. Okay, and there were all of these activities that had to get to know you. And when I want to get to know people, then I want to try, like, for example, one of the ones in Debbie's board that I really, really liked Wow, it is so heavy, isn't it, Adele? One of the ones that I liked was the 11th grade self-portrait. Click on that one in the middle. Anyway, when you see it, it's about getting to know your students. So you could get to know them by asking them about favorite pets and describing their pet. You can have them make something like this, a self-portrait, about things that they like to do with a Bitmoji or with just photos, okay? There are a whole bunch of different ones, okay? There's one that Debbie has there that has make your name of something, like if you have a nose like this, draw a nose like that. It's about drawing yourself. I can't remember. Debbie, which one is that? Never mind, I'll try and find it. But it was basically, if you like orange, make a nose like this. And if you like pink, do this. And they were just really nice activities, and it's its own choice board. And then you get to know the kids even so much better. Making the connections right now is much more important than doing unseens for sure. Okay, so that's really important. Oh, Debbie can't unmute because I muted everyone. One second.
Okay, so I've made it. Now what? You could share your choice board by embedding it in a website if you have one. You could share it in Google Classroom, or you could share the link, email, WhatsApp, but you have to share it in a way that it's going to be in presentation mode. And that's why I made this movie for you. Instead of showing you the movie, I made the movie so that you'll have it afterwards and you'll be able to watch it again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you live how to do that with this presentation that I have here. So in order to share it so that it comes out in presentation mode and not with all the slides on the side, you go to the top slide, that's the first slide, because each slide has its own URL. You go to the top slide, you highlight the URL on top, and you copy that. Then you could put it in an email, or you can put it, let's see, you could put it in a WhatsApp. I'm going to put it in an email. I'll open up an email. Let's say I want to share it with my students in an email. I paste it in the email, but I delete everything from the end all the way up to where it says edit. You see where it says edit here? All that is what I want to get rid of. So I'm going to just delete until the beginning of edit. And then instead, I'm just going to write present. I'll take that and show you what it does. Going to a new window, and I'm pasting that URL with the word present at the end instead of edit. And it shows it to you in presentation mode. Whenever you attend a webinar and you get slides shared with you, this is how I share them with you. Now you know all my secrets. I change the end of it to read present, and then you can't edit anything, you can't change anything. You can only go through it like that. And that's what you want to do with your, where's my slides? I'm confusing myself, writing for fun. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Control C. Here I'm doing it in a different window. Control V. You could do this right in your browser window. You go all the way back. delete until you get to the start of edit, and you write present or present. You're giving people a present. And now I can't edit it. I can't change anything. I can only go back and forth. And when I click, it takes me right to the slide I've clicked on. Go back, check out 6, go back. And that's how you share it.
Remember, each thing, each task that you do is a different slide, and then also keeps it organized for you in one place. And that also means that if you make a copy of that Google slide, then you can always keep the box on the first slide with the hyperlinks. And all you do is change. Adele, can you go back into the presentation that you made? Not this one. No.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, what you can do, can you click on choice 1 for a minute in present mode? Go into present mode. Click on choice 1. Okay, right now, this is invent your own superhero. Okay, go back, please. Get out of present mode. Go to the choice 1 slide. Delete the topic. Right, listening comprehension.
You would find something.
I know, listening comp. Okay, listening comp. Now go back into present mode. Back, yeah, whatever. Go to the beginning. Go to the back. Choice 1 now. No, go into choice 1. Now, choice 1 is now listening comprehension. So the second week that I do this, after my kids have finished all 9 of them, all I do is change the topic or the video or the photo or the task, and I can make a copy of the board, and then I have every 2 weeks another choice board for the class. And they have a structure that they can keep, and you have a template that you can use. So you make it once, and then can you just show them how to make a copy, Adele?
Yeah, wait a minute. In other words, what I would do if I want to, the first time that I make a choice board, I make it with all of these things, but without the content at all. I do all the links. I set up all the links, the backs and the choice 1 and all the way through. And then I write to myself that is my template. And then I can just make a copy of it like this. File. Oh, wait a minute. I need to give it a name. No. Whisper template. I leave it empty. I go to File. Make a copy of the entire presentation.
Call it choice board week 2. Right. This will be the second week of school. For example, I'm going to have a totally different choice board than I had in the first week of school. And now another one is going to open. And all I have to do is go in and change my slides to different tasks. And the same choice, yeah, it's still linked. It still works the same way. But all I do is change the box where it says what I want the students to do for that week.
And the activity.
Whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
and then you just change it on the slide to the link to whatever you want them to do, or write a story, or write 3 sentences with past tense verbs, or stand on your head and sing happy birthday. Okay, whatever it is you want them to do, that's what you write down on the slide. So when they choose that choice, that's what they have to work on. Okay?
Okay, so these are the credits.
These are the credits.
These are the credits. The What's New was made by Judy, and it's all linked here. Writing for Fun was made by Howie. Haley, and it's from a template on Slides Mania. Bitmoji is mine. Debbie made the 10th grade. The activity board is the tech lady. And I learned it all from the twangy lady.
The twangy lady that I found. You have to watch her. She's
so let the choices begin.
Okay. Deli, thank you so much, sweetie. Unshare your screen for just a minute.